What is up, people? I'm back. Justin here. If you watched my last video, I said that I'd be back with a collection, CD collection video pretty soon, and this is as soon as I could get to it, so here we are. I'm going to, we're in the middle of the M's. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but I'm going to try my best to keep going, get through all the CDs, and then we'll go on to something else. Hope everybody liked the last video. I don't have anything new since that to really talk about, so we're going to go through some CD collection stuff here. We are listening to Monarch, Die Tonight. Monarch is a doom band, sludge doom, from Canada, and they play really fucking slow and really heavy, and they have a female singer that's really creepy sounding. But I fucking love Monarch. I don't know a whole, I haven't kept up with all their albums. I got a bunch of albums. This is, I want to say this is just like a 2-song 12-inch. It is limited number 403 of 666 LPs on Throne Records. It's a real flimsy jacket. I bought this at Rasputin's in Berkeley or Oakland, wherever Rasputin's is. Comes with a poster, pretty cool. This is much older material from them, I believe. Anyway, I really like Monarch, and I need to kind of get caught up with their catalog, because I think they're fucking fantastic. So, anyway, let's get into some CDs here. We're in the M's, and up first, Michael Be Proud, Merle Haggard. 3 CD sets, Super Hits, Volume 1, 2, and 3. I don't know a lot of Merle Haggard stuff. I bought this at Goodwill for a couple dollars, and I have yet to ever put them in and listen to them. I'm definitely like a fair weather fan. I love old country music. I love all the Merle Haggard stuff I've ever listened to, ever heard. So I grabbed this as soon as I saw it. But I don't, off the top of my head, even recognize any of these songs. So, Mama Tried, I know that one. Okie from Muskogee. So, I need to, spend some time with these and really get to know them. So, then, we've got, oh, this is a good one. Messa. M-E-S-S-A with Belfry. This was a band. They are from Italy. They're a doom band. Also a doom band with a female singer. And my buddy Jason, his band Witchcrier, which is a kind of a Sabbath-styled old school doom band, they toured with them. And I went to see Jason's band, and Messa was on tour with them. And I really enjoyed them. It was just really solid kind of gloomy doom. I bought this, and I've listened to it when I bought it, but I haven't listened to it in a while. I need to throw this back in because I remember really liking it. So, that's Messa. And here we go. You can't go wrong here. Metallica. I mean, the first 4 Metallica albums are just mandatory in my opinion. Metallica is one of my oldest metal memories, I guess. I remember seeing the One video when I was 8 years old. My mom bought me the Cliff 'Em All VHS tape for Christmas when I was 10, and I used to watch the fuck out of that thing. I don't know whatever happened to it. I'd love to get that on DVD or something now. But I love old Metallica. I'm one of the few people that I really like the Black Album. I was 11 or 12 when that came out, and it really, to me, a kid who liked Guns N' Roses and Def Leppard and Poison and shit, that was a heavy record to me. So I definitely still like the Black Album. I don't own it on CD. I have it on cassette tape. But the first 4, you can't go wrong with. I love them all. I'm a Master of Puppets guy, but it's hard for me sometimes to choose between these 4 albums. I have 2 copies of Master of Puppets. And because I want to say, yeah, my CD, my first CD, I only have a burned copy because I lost the disc and then I downloaded and burned another one. And this is another burned copy of And Justice for All. And then one day, Best Buy was selling all of the Metallica albums for $5.99. So I bought me another one. I've never even fucking opened it. But, I mean, I think that I bought these two at Best Buy too for $5.99. But this copy of Kill 'Em All I've had since I was a kid. It's old as fuck. So is my other Master of Puppets. I had those both since I was in like middle school. But I fucking love Metallica. I'm not going to spend a long time. Everybody knows Metallica. Kill 'Em All, Master of Puppets, Ride the Lightning. Those are just quintessential, like, epic thrash metal blueprints. And you know, I've mentioned it so many times, I'm not crazy about thrash, but I love Metallica. So, you can't go wrong. Then we have Methadrone with, I don't know the title of this one, Better Living Through Chemistry. Methadrone is Craig Pillard from early Incantation. This is his like droney, bass heavy type ambient electronic thing. I got this in a trade with some label, and I listened to it once or twice when I got it, but I don't remember anything about it. I don't have it because I'm a crazy Incantation completist. I just ended up with it somehow. I need to throw this on too and kind of get reacquainted with it and see, you know, what we're working with. But that's Methadrone. Okay, then we have MIGWA. I have two early MIGWA CDs, Presence and Midlosi, Further Down the Nest. You know, a buddy of mine gave these to me because he wasn't crazy about them, and this was before Exercises in Futility came out. And I remember when that came out, everybody went apeshit over that album. But I listened to both of these when I got them from my buddy. I think Mike from Lost gave me these. And they got one listen apiece out of them for me, and I never really, just didn't click. They're black metal. They're just, I don't know. And then Exercises in Futility is real riffy and real melodic. And I didn't buy into the hype of that album a lot. And I can't even tell you the one they've done since then. They played a fest. They played the Netherlands Death Fest when we played it last year in Holland. And I watched a split second of their set to say, hey, I've seen MIGWA. They're really good at what they do. I've just never taken the time to really meld and click with them. I mean, I like black metal. I should like what they do. They're not that out there that I shouldn't like it. I want to say that those albums were a little too, and I'm basing this off of like 5 years ago memory, that they were a little too like mid-paced and with not a lot of dynamic maybe. I don't remember. Then we have, we're flying through this video, Miasmal. I guess this is just Miasmal, and I want to say this is an EP. No, this is an album with some bonus tracks. So Miasmal's a death metal band. I don't know if they're still around. They ended up signing to like Century Media or something big. This is an early DDR25, an early Dark Descent Records album. I do not recall really liking this at all. Like, I expected like a thicker, more HM2 sound death metal band, and that's not what they were. But I can't even, I don't know, I don't remember. I have this LP as well, but it's one of those bands in a sea of death metal bands that I didn't click with me. And I always thought it was strange that they signed to a big label because they weren't that exciting in my opinion. So then we have Midnight, Farewell to Hell, and Satanic Royalty. Really like Midnight. A band that I got into years and years ago, before they ever did a full-length record. I did some layout work on one of their albums for NWN, and I want to say that I did the LP version of this, possibly. Yeah, I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look. But Midnight, man, they're like dirty fucking black rock and roll, and that's not something that I'd ever really like say that I'm into, or it doesn't sound appealing, but I really like Midnight. I really like the kind of driving, you know, Poison Idea sound of Midnight. And I love this album. Love Satanic Royalty. After this, they were hit or miss. Not more of like, do I really need more Midnight? Midnight's one of those bands like Venom, and I'm not a Venom fan, that you're going to get the exact same thing with every album. And with some bands, that's awesome, like Mortician, you know? But I listened to the most recent Midnight album, and it just kind of was in one ear and at the other. I can't remember the name of the album that came after this one, but it's the one where the girl's like, got the chain in her mouth. It looks like a dick. I'll put it up on the screen here. But I like that album too, but I really, really, really like Satanic Royalty. I missed seeing Midnight. I was in New York City, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago, and me and my wife were just on vacation, and Midnight played in Brooklyn one of the nights we were there, and I wanted to go so bad, but we had been like doing tours shit around the city that we got back to the hotel at like 7 o'clock and we're fucking dead on our feet, and I was like, there's no way I'm fucking going to the subway and going to Brooklyn. And I ended up hearing that show was like super packed and hot, and just a really miserable show, and I'm glad I didn't go. So I ended up seeing them 2 years ago in Cleveland with Integrity, and it was awesome. Really, really awesome. So, Midnight Syndicate. Anybody shop at the mall in the late 90s? So Midnight Syndicate is a group, I guess it's these two dudes that make like creepy Halloween music. It's the dumbest shit. And I worked at Spencer Gifts. I'm sure anybody my age or below, you know what Spencer Gifts was. Anybody from another country, Spencer Gifts is like this novelty store in the mall that sells like ICP necklaces and dildos and dumb political shirts and just all kinds of dumb shit. But every Halloween they would have this band's CDs for sale with all the Halloween shit, and I took one home. I don't know, it's real cheesy. Then we have Mind Snare with From Blood to Dusk. I've never opened this. I assume it's death metal. I got this in the giant trade that I did that I've talked about in every video for the past 2 years. This was on Forever Underground Records. Did I tell you all the story about how Forever Underground ripped me off? Did I? I don't remember. I sent them like $60 in 2002 for 4 CDs and never got them. And after a couple of emails, the guy stopped responding to my emails, and I just let it go. And then a couple years later, I emailed him from another email address about like wholesaling stuff from his distro, and he emailed me back immediately. So he just started avoiding me when my CDs went missing. Either he didn't send them, or they legitimately got lost in the mail. But I don't know. I was out $60. So, but I did a giant trade 10 or so years ago, not with this label, but with another label, and I got like 200 generic fucking Z-grade CDs, and this is one of them. Okay, we're going to talk about one of my favorite albums of all time, absolute classic, Minor Threat. Got into Minor Threat as a teenager, skateboarding, punk rock. I was straight edge in high school. All that shit and Minor Threat went hand in hand. And I feel like anybody that's into angry music owes a debt to Minor Threat. Just angry, pissed off, confrontational hardcore. From 40 years ago. I mean, you know, some of these songs were probably recorded in 81, April 81, December 83, January 83. This is, I believe this is their discography. It's everything they ever did. If you are just one of those diehard, like, I don't listen to black metal, I don't listen to death metal, fuck all that poser shit, you know, check out Minor Threat, man. Minor Threat fucking, and don't let the straight edge tag sway you. This is way before the X's on the hands and all the fucking militant bullshit. But I don't know how to tell you how much I love these songs. And what they meant to me is like a 14-year-old kid. One day I was out in the yard, like, we had a shop behind my house when I grew up. And I was out there working, building a skateboard ramp or something. I don't know. That's the only reason I'd be in the fucking shop. And I had this blasting over the stereo. And my dad was like, what the fuck is that? I was like, it's Minor Threat. He was like, let's see where they're at in 3 years. I was like, well, this was probably like 1997. I was like, well, you know, they broke up in 1983, so he was like, whatever. But I fucking love Minor Threat. You should too. Oh, last one. This is gonna be a short one. I haven't done a video this short in fucking years. This is the Mitochondrion and Guiball. Guiball split. This is the only Mitochondrion stuff I own except for one of their records. And I can't even tell you what it is right now. I like Mitochondrion. I'm buddies with Sean from that band, like, through the internet. And I've always really liked Sean and talking to him. But Mitochondrion's a band I've never put a lot of time into. But this split is with another band called Guiball. And Guiball is spelled funky. I'll put it on the screen here. They're like this weird, like, Canadian, Indian, Native American type death black metal. And if I remember correctly, I like their material more than I like the Mitochondrion stuff on this. I'm trying to get my reflection out of the fucking thing. It's not going to happen. But this is a cool release. It came out on Siege Engine. It was Siege Engine #1. So Siege Engine was a label my buddy Pete used to do. And before it was Siege Engine, it was Unholy Domain Records, maybe? No, that's a label out of Italy. It was Unholy Horde Records. And he did Unholy Horde for a little while, and then he changed the name to Siege Engine. This was his first release, and he was going to press the first Father Befouled album on LP. And we got as far as, I submitted it to him. Everything was ready to go, layout. I remastered it for vinyl, sent it to him. I spent a week in San Francisco where he lives 10 years ago. And we hung out one day, went and got burritos and shit. Me, him, and Yosuke from NWN. And then I got all the record, everything, and sent it to him. And he just never heard from him ever again. Stopped answering emails. He just fell off the face of the earth. And then, I guess it was last year sometime, he emailed me out of the blue. And he apologized for kind of falling off the face of the earth. He said life got in the way. And he said he had gone as far as getting some patches made, some Father Befouled patches for the release. He was going to put a patch with every record. And they've just been sitting in his house for 10 years. And we were about to go on tour in Europe. And he said, if you want these patches, I'll send them to you. So he sent me the box of patches and we sold them on tour. I still got a handful of them I've been sending out with orders. But Pete's a good guy. Maybe one day his label will get resurrected. Maybe one day someone will put that record out because it's still never come out. But Mitochondrion play, you know, Canadian death metal, and if you listen to Canadian death metal, you know what I mean. They are somewhere between like Antediluvian and Conqueror, and just brutal like immolation and war and fast and pummeling and bestial like Conqueror, Revenge, or Rights of the Duringalad. They do a cover of them on here. They also do an Inquisition cover. So somewhere between like those two, you know, types of black death metal, you're gonna find something like Mitochondrion. But Guiball is more of a blackened war metal type thing, but with this weird Native American slant, and I really enjoyed it. They've never done anything since this split though. Anything but this split. They do a Droop cover on here, which is really cool. Anyway, this is a really good release. It's a really cool, like, it's printed on this like textured paper, which is really nice. It's almost like construction paper. And it's got all the, you got like the crazy like art by the dude from Antediluvian, and then you've got all the weird like Native American art. It goes really, really well together though. But I really like this split. So anyway, that's all I got. This one's gonna be short. We'll finish the M's out next go round, and then we'll keep moving along. I have some more new stuff to talk about sooner or later. Let's talk about these. Tell me what you're listening to. Tell me what's cool. I haven't been listening to anything new. I'll take that back. I have. I'll tell you what I've been listening to that's new. While we have time, I'm logging my computer. I have been listening to Vermist, Vermist, with some crazy title in like Czech. They're a black metal band on Signal Records. I've been listening to the new Vatican Shadow record, which is fucking awesome. And I've been listening to the new Atramentus record, Stygian, which is the best Funeral to Room record in a while. I have listened to that new Necrot some. Necrot is a band that has not clicked with me on their first two releases, but I liked Mortal, the first like couple of songs I heard. And my problem with Necrot has always been that it's very, very samey. There's not a lot of dynamic to it. And then listening to Mortal, I listened to it the other day while I was mowing the grass. And I love listening to music when I mow the grass. It's when I can sit on the fucking mower, my headphones on, and I can listen, and I don't have to pay attention to anything else. And I didn't get through the whole record, and I had to change it. Because it sounds so repetitive, and it's the same tempo for 90% of the record. And it's not that exciting to me. It's good, and there's some really good songs and parts and riffs, but I don't understand what made them so big, because it's not exciting. You know, it doesn't have to be technical. There don't have to be crazy solos and crazy guitar parts and tech shit happening and all the, you know, you don't have to have that. But I'm not excited by it. So anyway, I got the new Jupiterian record in the mail. I have not been able to listen to it yet. But Jupiterian is a death doom band from Brazil, and we toured with them last year. And they put out a new record that is just fucking phenomenal. I'm gonna talk about it soon on the next like new shit video. But Jupiterian, be on the lookout for that shit, man. It fucking just obliterates. So can't wait to fucking see those guys again either. They're a lot of fun hanging out with. Anyway, that's it. Let's talk about this stuff, and I'll talk to you guys soon.